Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing great. Way better than yesterday. My name is Karla Valencia and welcome to a brand new YouTube video.
It's me, unique one.
On today's video, I'm going to be talking about the best books of 2021. 2021 was a very good reading year. I read 46 books in total, and surprisingly, they were mostly very good. I think I gave 4 stars to most of them, so it was a good year, and I'm really excited to talk about all the books that made it to this list. Even though all the books I'm going to talk about were given 5 stars, this list does have an order. I'm going to start with my least favorite to climb all the way up to my absolute favorite. I also won't be giving away any spoilers of any of the books, so if you haven't read them, don't worry. Let's begin. The Hobbit, or There and Back Again, by J.R.R. Tolkien. In this book, we follow Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit who leaves his treasured home to go on a very dangerous quest with 13 dwarves to win a share of a treasure guarded by Smaug the dragon. I got this book as well as the Lord of the Rings trilogy after rewatching the movies multiple times. I feel like they kind of look like the Bible. Am I right? Yes or yes. I love the movies very, very much, so I figured I had to at least try to read these books, and for obvious reasons, I started with The Hobbit. I also never continued the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so we're not gonna talk about it. What I loved most about this book is the scenery, the ambience, the vibes. I deeply admire Tolkien for creating such incredible places. Middle-earth, Bag End, Mordor, Rivendell, I love it. The characters were very interesting as well. I love them all, but my favorites are Kili and Fili.
Fili and Kili, at your service.
And every time I think about this book, even for the tiniest second, I get the sense of warmth, of being home. I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words.
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control.
I just love it. El libro salvaje de Juan Villoro. Este libro, al igual que The Hobbit, me transmite un sentimiento muy cálido, como de mucha paz. Aquí seguimos a Juan, un niño que recibe una noticia que cambiará drásticamente sus vacaciones. Tendrá que quedarse en casa del tío Tito. El tío Tito es básicamente un viejo medio antisocial que se la pasa encerrado en su casa todo el día leyendo. Como yo. Estando en esta casa, Juan descubrirá que en algún rincón misterioso se esconde el libro salvaje. Un libro que guarda un gran secreto destinado al lector que sea capaz de atraparlo. No quiero decir más, es de lo más bonito que he leído en toda mi vida. Está cortito, entonces you have no excuse. Hazte un favor y léelo. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This one's a book talk favorite. This book is so loved, and rightly so. I read this book as well as the Shadow and Bone trilogy before watching the Shadow and Bone TV show on Netflix. And it's honestly such a good experience, I highly recommend. In case you didn't know, Six of Crows follows the story of Cas Brecker and his crew who attempt to pull off an impossible heist. Is it really impossible, or is it just very hard? You're gonna have to read it to find out. I love the fact that this book has great characters, great world building, and great plot. It's amazing. I adored all the crows with my whole heart. They're so complex and so interesting. Learning about their lives and how they ended up being who they are was just amazing. Matthias, Inech, and Wylan were definitely my favorites, but I love them all. Also, the romance that Lee adds to the story feels just right. Because this isn't a romantic book, this is fantasy, so it has just the right amount in just the perfect way to complement it. The plot was so interesting and so well executed, every single little detail made sense. And as I said, the world building is simply spectacular. I loved it. Everyone, say thank you, Leigh Bardugo, and congratulations on your marriage. Imaginary Friend by Steven Chbosky. I feel like I'm mispronouncing every single name of every single author in this video. I'm sorry. Can you believe that the same man that wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower wrote this book? That's duality. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is a contemporary coming-of-age book, and even though I haven't read it yet, sorry, the movie is one of my favorite things in the whole world. But Imaginary Friend is a thriller that follows Christopher, who moves to a brand new town with his mother after she flees an abusive ex. There, in their new town, Christopher goes missing for 6 days, and very strange things start to happen after that. And I loved everything about this book. The story is extremely interesting, and it's filled with just the right amount of plot twists executed perfectly. I loved all the details this book has. Christopher is the bravest kid ever. If I had been in his situation, I probably would have just died. And his mother Kate is amazing as well. Such a great representation of how incredible mothers are and just how much they're willing to sacrifice for their kids. I understand some people may be intimidated by its length. It's a big boy, but it's a good one too. You won't even feel the 800 pages. I loved it. Crooked Kingdom by, once again, Leigh Bardugo. This book is the Six of Crows sequel. I really had to add both books to this list, even though they're a duology. I could have just said like the Six of Crows duology, but no, that's how much I love them, especially this one. I think that what I loved most about this book, besides the crows, was the fact that we had like different little plots that were all important and all added to the bigger picture. And I can't really talk about this book without giving spoilers, so I'm just gonna tell you, you should read it. This and Six of Crows. I love them. Once again, thank you, Leigh Bardugo. Now, my friend, we have officially reached the top 3 of my favorite books of 2021. One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This book is amazing. It basically follows the story of August, who keeps running into a very beautiful woman named Jane on the subway. And it's very strange because even when August is running late, Jane is always there. And now August is gonna have to solve this mystery of why Jane is always on the subway. This book is like romantic contemporary sci-fi, if that makes any sense. It's all you could possibly ask for and more. The plot is very interesting and not as simple as you may think it is. The characters were amazing as well, and they were actually extremely funny. I actually laughed a lot reading this book. And when I say laugh, I don't mean like chuckle, I mean laugh, like actually laughing out loud, making noise. I related to August quite a lot. I think we're essentially the same. And Jane, can we talk about Jane for a second here? I remember reading the first scene where Jane appears and thinking to myself, that's it. I'm in love with another fictional character.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I am in love with her, I adore her, she's perfect, and I am ready to get married at any second. I loved it. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I feel like I can't really explain what this book is about because it essentially is about a woman named Lily who meets Ryle, who is like a hot neurosurgeon that doesn't want kids or a relationship or anything in life. He's just interested in one-night stands. And Lily is like the complete opposite because she does want a family and a relationship. But despite these differences, they click. And then they keep running into each other and, you know, things start to happen. But the book is way more than that. That's why I feel like I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control.
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control.
I love that video. The lesson I learned reading this book is just mind-blowing. It's a very, very entertaining book, but it also has a very important message within its pages. I have a feeling I will always recommend it, and it will always be one of my favorite books. The characters are also very interesting and very complex. They feel very real because, you know, they make mistakes. I love them all except Ryle. And also, this book has one of my favorite male characters ever. Atlas, I'm ready to get married anytime you want. Anytime, just call me. I also love and admire Lily because I think she's extremely brave. But as I said, I love this book mostly because of the lesson I learned while reading it. It made me realize a lot of things, and it also helped me be more empathic towards women that end up in Lily's situation. It reminded me that we shouldn't judge people because we usually don't even know half the things they're going through. This book was filled with painful truths, and you really get to understand what the main character is going through because you're reading it from her perspective. Also, can we talk about the fact that the cover literally has lilies on it? The detail, amazing. Now we are finally at the top of my list. I am going to talk about my absolute favorite book of 2021 that I think you should read right now. Regretting You by, once again, Colleen Hoover. This book is amazing. I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words.
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control.
I'm using that video of Tom Holland a lot, I know, but I just feel like it explains what I feel right now. This book follows the story of Morgan, a teenage girl that is having a lot of fun all the time until she gets pregnant. We read about how she found out and what she did on the first chapter, and then for the rest of the book, the chapters are narrated by Morgan and her daughter Clara. We see how their everyday life is, how their relationship is, now that Clara is about to go to college. Until one day Clara receives a call that is going to change her entire life. It sounds extremely dramatic, and I guess the book is dramatic, but it's really, really, really good. This is the first book that has made me cry because I'm happy, because I'm sad, and because I'm angry. That had never happened before. The characters, the plot, and the way that the story is narrated in the book is just truly incredible. The miscommunication that these characters have, I wanted to scream or punch a wall or something. I'm kidding, I wouldn't punch a wall ever. I don't have anger issues. But I wanted to scream. It was just so frustrating, but you couldn't really complain because when you're reading it, you understand why they can talk about what they have to talk, but at the same time, you're just like, dude, just talk, just tell her the truth. But at the same time, you get why she can't tell her the truth. But I feel like I'm just saying too much, and I really don't want to give away any spoilers or ruin the experience of reading it for the first time in any way. So read it. If you do read it, or if you have read it before, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Even if you didn't like it, I would love to know what you think about this book and any other book that's on this list. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice morning, a nice afternoon, a nice night, a nice day, and of course, a nice life. Feel free to follow me on my Instagram, on my TikTok, subscribe, like, dislike, comment, or don't. It's your life. You make your own decisions. Bye.